Hi guys, hello and welcome back to the Andy's Man Club Mersey Blue podcast. So with me today, I have our big summer signing, my co-host. I'm going to welcome you all to say hello to Carl. How are you, lad?
I'm very, very good, and thank you for having me on this.
You on the
exciting new journey for what we're about to undertake over the next, hopefully, season and more.
A long 9 or 10 months, I'd imagine.
Hopefully not. Hopefully we passed that stage with the old Daesh, etc.
Oh God, don't mention that, mate. There's me thinking, the start we just had there, it's a good job it's not live because we had a couple of restarts, haven't we? And the ironic thing is that it's Carl's debut and it's me who effed up.
I mean, to be fair, the players must be going to be bouncing into wherever Finch Farm next week.
Yeah.
Because of the fact that there's no Daesh, there's no Gaffer's Day, there's no, it's a party.
Really, God, yeah. Him and his, didn't he have him run up the fucking hills or something?
Yeah. Yeah, let's kill them before the season starts. So the first 6 games are a write-off.
Yeah, well played, Ginge. Mm-hmm. So this is Carl. He's going to be sitting alongside me every episode. Hopefully, we're going to have Mark, our North American correspondent, on with us as well at some point. So the breaking news. Well, not so much breaking as we record because
we've been hanging on to this for about 4 or 5 weeks, haven't we?
We have. Seamus assigned today.
Yeah, a 1-year contract, I believe.
Do you know what? I thought it was going to be a player stroke coach.
To be honest, I've not read about it. I've just seen the announcement. So if you can tell me that it's just a player.
I saw on the Everton app before you arrived earlier that, from my impression, it's a 1 year. There's no... I mean, he's going to do all the behind-the-scenes work, isn't he?
I was going to say, there'll be a lot of coaching involved.
Yeah.
Because he won't play every game. I think he played last season 5 games in total.
Yeah.
And in which 2 or 3 of them, I think he came off.
It was nice to see him at Goodison, wasn't it?
It was important that he played in that Southampton game and started. I'd rather have him start and come on and go off with the ovation than come on later on, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you know what I'm like. The old romantic in me says he had to lead us out at Goodison Park, and he's got to lead us out again, hasn't he?
Yeah.
At Bramley Moor. So it's been quite quiet on the transfer front, hasn't it? There's been 1,000,001 rumours.
There's 1,000,001 rumours every day. You could probably pick 50 or 60 rumours.
Yeah, I mean...
99% of them are probably not true.
Yeah, we were saying off air, weren't we, as well, before? Like, we're pretty hamstrung. I think most Blues will agree that it's like with PSR.
PSR, for me, is a fucking nightmare.
It is a fucking nightmare. Unless you're Chelsea and you're selling like hotels to your sister companies and all that.
Or unless you're Man United and you can have billions in debt and still buy everybody under the sun.
I'd still sack the tea lady.
Yeah, exactly.
He's a rat, isn't he? Mm-hmm. He literally is, isn't he?
Well, there's no expletives on the planet, I think.
Fucking wanker. You looking for something like that?
Worse, probably. They're probably words that I can't even think of up at the minute because they probably don't exist.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, something that is... so it has been quite quiet, as in splashing cash. But if you are to believe rumours, Everton have opened up negotiations with Villarreal over Tierno Barry.
100% brilliant. I think that's brilliant news, but we can get this over the line. We need to get it over the line quick. Because I'll be surprised if other teams aren't wanting to sign him as well.
Well, I've been watching a little bit of the tournament, the under-21s, and I'd say, like I said to you earlier, what impresses me with this kid is he is raw, of course he is, but he knows he'll get in the box. Mm-hmm. He'll get in the box, like for rebounds. We haven't got that, have we? Beto and other people. Beto, God love him, and by the way, guy, I love Beto, but I don't think Beto knows what he's going to do. And that's why defenders don't. He
doesn't, and he's more experienced though than Barry, so he might help him in that respect. He's had a year so at the club now.
Yeah.
So he's learning as well and improving, so that might help him.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've got to get this over the line. What is it? Is it 35 million euro buyout?
33 million euros. I think it is 40 million. Sorry, 40 million euros, 33 million pounds.
Answer me a question, and I've just jumped him here. He didn't know this one was coming. Why are we haggling over the money? Like if say 35, what do you say it was? 35?
33 million pounds.
33 million pounds, 35 million euro, whatever. Why are we haggling over it?
I don't know.
I mean,
I just get it done because I'm scared that, especially with Everton's history in the past.
Yeah.
They fuck it up and they have a way of fucking it up. Now,
it's an Everton, innit?
Yeah, but I mean, these new guys, obviously they've only been in a few weeks.
Yeah.
And the spotlight's on him. If it goes wrong, he will get blamed for it, even though it might not be some down to him, really. He's only just walked in the door.
I mean, I think that the behind the scenes is looking really good, isn't it?
I'm impressed with all of them. I didn't know if that was the end. Apparently from Alan Myers and stuff on Twitter, there's not going to be any more. There might be like more under these guys, but more coaches.
Yeah.
But these are the core now with Moyes.
But I mean, what a core! Because I mean, I'm going to be honest with you here, and I'm going to be honest with the listeners as well. And you know what I'm going to say? I balked at David Moyes. I thought that what he'd done for us first time round, I'd shake his hand and I'd thank him daily for it. I wanted Potter. I'll be honest with you, and people are going to shoot me down in the comments for that. They are, and that's fair enough because football's like a game of opinions. But Moyes gets the club, doesn't he? So if we've got him doing like the whole coaching, the managing, all this here, Freakin has put in, it's Angus Kinnear, isn't it?
Yeah, he's the CEO.
The top man. And like you said there, this little pyramid underneath him, it's got to be good for the future, ain't it?
And they're often decent. Well, the guy from City he's worked with before at Everton, he was at Everton with him. And I think I heard somebody say, now I don't know if I'm right on this, but he went to Man United with him and then left and went to City. This Mr. Smith.
Yeah, I'm not sure, I'll be honest with you. But, like, City, United, we're Blues, our team is the biggest club in the world. But I mean, you know what I mean? It's good pedigree, isn't it?
The guy at United, apparently they didn't want to let him go either. He's like, I mean, he's coming in to Everton as technical director.
Yeah.
I think he was more on the youth side at United, but he's brought through a lot of good players. You know what I mean? It's
got to be good, hasn't it? I mean, I think we've gone off on a tangent. I think that was me kind of staying away there over that Thierry Barry fee. The other one as well of interest, Kenny Tete, right back, a position that we really should have sorted out 10 years ago. To be honest,
we thought we had to be fair with Patterson, and that really hasn't worked out for him and for us.
It's like we were saying again off air, it's such a hard one, Patterson, because I want him to work out. A young lad, a good attacking, bombing on fullback. But it hasn't worked out for him, has it?
I thought it was going to work at one point with Lampard, because he started him. And I think he played so many games and then got injured at Chelsea. Yeah. And he was out for a long, long time after that. And since then, he hasn't been the same, and he hasn't got his option. I thought he might have got a chance with Moyes, and he hasn't. You see, the thing is, like you always say, though, is like Moyesy and the coaches see him in training, we don't. I think had he not got injured under Lampard against Chelsea, and he'd have gone on a big run, he might have started his Everton career. Since then, with his because it hasn't been short-term injuries, a few weeks here, a few weeks there. They've been bad. It's been like a few months here, a few months there. Yeah, it's been very kick-start, and I'd let the kid go. For a young kid, that's a lot of injuries.
It's a lot of injuries, and you don't know what it does to him mentally either, do you?
I mean, he's 23, maybe 24, I'm not sure. It's around 23, I think. To have so many injuries at that age is worrying. I mean, they're saying about Kenny Tete, should we sign him because he's had all these injuries? Yeah. But Fulham want to re-sign him, and he's had all these injuries for them. You've got that, but you've also got the fact, if rumours again, because that's all we've got, and to be believed, the Fulham fans actually want him to stay. Yeah, well, I think I've seen a video Baz did on Toffee TV. Toffee TV, lad, yeah. He did an interview with one of the guys at Fulham. Yeah. Oh, no, it wasn't. It was a guy from the Blue Room, Dave Downey. I know, He'd done a video with a guy from a Fulham fan, and he was heartbroken that he was going to go. Well, that's a good sign, isn't it? I think he's a quality player. It's a free, isn't it? Yeah, it's a free, yeah. Yeah, Kenny Tete. Dutch international, right back. I don't want to sound like the ginger one, but he's played in the Premier League. He knows the score, doesn't he? He is a solid player. He's not a 9, 10 out of 10 every week, but he's a 7 or 8 out of 10 most weeks. If he was fit, I'd start him, yeah. Because I don't think Tarkowski will start the season. No. And would you want him to start the season straight up? If he's had this long-term injury, no, give him a few and put O'Brien, who hasn't put a foot wrong, put him in the centre with Branthwaite. I am a massive Jake O'Brien fan. I don't know what happened with him and the other fella or whatever, but obviously since Moyes has come in, he's kicked on, hasn't he? Yeah, would you have played him at right back? That's a genius plan from Moyes. He's seen someone play him at right back. He's done it before with other players that he's had, like Lescott, was it? Yeah, it was Julian Lescott, yeah. But he's a big boy, 6'5". 6'5", yeah, 6'6". Jake O'Brien, yeah. Bit tall for me to be out there, but hey, do you know what? It's worked out. I'd have no bad said about Jake O'Brien. No. I really rate him. So
moves us along nicely then onto pre-season. What are your thoughts on pre-season? So we've got...
another player that I like to look at, and we only got rumours that we're linked with him.
Go on.
But McAtee.
Yes.
If we could get him.
The kid from Manchester City.
The kid from Manchester City. I think he's done really, really good in the under-21s this tournament. And I think if we could get him with the links to Alan Ball and that sort of side of it, because he's related to him.
That is
with the Everton.
That is a shout. That's a shout. That
he'd be, if one midfielder. I know he can play off the left or off the right.
Yeah,
I'd go and get him as one of our must signings.
A must signing.
Yeah,
you rate him that highly.
In with Barry.
Yeah,
and another striker. I think we might need two.
Yeah,
Calvert-Lewin going.
We definitely need.
Even if we get a loan.
Yeah,
and Barry.
Yeah,
then I think he'd do all right, along with maybe a Tom Fellows.
I'd take him.
He's untried, but he's got a hell of a cross on him.
I'd take him. I'd take him.
He's only young kids, so
we've got what is it? About 15 players on the 1st of July, something like that. So, I mean, it's not going to be an easy fix, is it? Do you know what I mean? But, yeah, so it has been quite quiet. But, like we're both saying there, and I think every blue on the planet as well, like, once the 1st of July comes around, Tuesday, is it?
Yeah, Tuesday, yeah.
Yeah, as we're recording this now on Friday, isn't it?
Because I keep thinking it's Saturday, we're big up today.
Yeah. So, I mean, they're, like, just a few, like, little things, and I just want to basically get you on for, like, your debut and get a couple of thoughts on that.
I mean, out of a million transfers that everybody listening, you and me know that we've been linked with.
Everyone the dog.
There's certain ones that you'd want, Barry being one, Tete being one,
yes,
and McAtee is another one.
I'd take all three.
And Diarra for me.
I'd take him. I'd take him right now.
And if someone gave me one signing that we can 100% make, is Fofana. But I doubt that'll happen. Especially with Leon's issues, we need to be in there yesterday to try and get him. Agree a deal with Tex that he owes us. If he couldn't buy us.
I think...
And now I'm feeling like, glad he didn't buy us after what's happened with Leon.
He's a disaster, isn't he?
Issues.
Yeah. That would have been another 777, that, wouldn't it?
It would have been. That scared me.
That's really scary.
I didn't think that at the time I wanted him.
Yeah.
But now, look at how it's played out.
But did we want him, or did we want to get rid of Mashiri?
We definitely didn't want 777. And he was the only other real option, because the Freakins had walked away.
Well, at least he wasn't crook. Like they were crooks, weren't they? Let's face it. I think what you're going to learn very, very early on this podcast as well is like we're not really asked to say how we feel, don't we?
Of course, yeah.
Like we're fans. So what we're going to do a little bit later on, guys, before we carry on, is we are actually going to give you like our Everton stories, and I know Carl's, and it might put a smile on a few faces. So you ready to rock on and let's have a look at the pre-season then?
Of course, yeah.
Okay, so. Accrington and Stanley.
Who are they? Exactly.
Exactly. And Blackburn. I mean, pre-season, it's get the players fit, isn't it?
Yeah.
No one gives a fuck, do they, really, about the...
I mean, they'll probably go away before that.
Yeah.
And because they tend to have a training camp, don't they? And a kick-around game with wherever they've gone. You know, like when we won a few seasons ago, we won 20-0.
Oh, yeah. 22-0 up in Switzerland or something.
Yeah, a game like that.
Yeah.
Plus these two.
Yeah. I think it's going to be like all pre-season is it just get like the players back, try a few new formations, a couple of get little partnerships going.
See a few players from the under-21s, like that Harrison Armstrong, who everyone rates.
Yeah.
But I'd still send him out on loan again. I think that's what will happen with him.
Yeah,
but I'd like to see him go to a top team that might be challenging. I would have said Sunderland, but now they've come up, that won't happen.
Yeah.
But like a Sheffield United, I mean, people don't like Sheffield United, but they're going to be up there.
Do you know what though? I've got no issue with Sheffield United. Yeah.
And now they've got rid of Chris Wilder. I reckon that manager Sellers, I think he was at Norwich and he got sacked there.
Right.
I reckon he might play football and that might suit Harrison Armstrong and he'll be up there.
Yeah, I mean there was talk, wasn't there? I heard like a few rumours about like obviously him sort of like getting starts and that, but I don't know. It's such a big summer, isn't it? It's so hard to call. You know, I don't know.
Either that or he'll end up back at Derby because they really loved him, didn't they?
But Derby again are one of them teams, aren't they? Do like the younger players. I mean, Moyes will give him a chance if it's there. If you're good enough, you fucking play, don't you? To be fair,
it's probably the decision if Moyes says you can go on loan.
Yeah,
he's got to choose whether because he looked at a Derby whether he goes back there because he got that connection.
Yeah.
Or whether he goes to someone like a Sheffield United who thinks they might be challenging. At least get in the playoffs.
Do you know, it won't do the kid any harm. And he is a really, really, really good prospect.
He's only 18, so he's still got years on the likes of Chimity. You think he's old, but he's not.
No, he's only young as well, And Yusuf Chimity. Yeah.
Because he's been injured for basically 2 seasons.
Yeah, we've got to get him out on loan. Stoke are the bigger favourites there, aren't they, for that one?
I'm not sure about them.
Yeah.
I'd like to see him go to somewhere like Holland or a different country to experience a different culture.
Yeah, different culture. It does them all good, doesn't it? So I say Accrington and Blackburn. Let's just get some sides out and gel. I think, let's say the big one, really, USA Tour, Premier League, isn't it? So we know Bournemouth, we know West Ham, we know Man United. We've played them like a million times. Improving the brand, isn't it? Getting us back out there in America.
Obviously, the fans of America, from what I believe, they're screaming for us to go out there more. And Moyes likes to go out there.
He likes America, and you've got the fact of like Landon Donovan.
Yeah.
We've got like
Tim Howard.
We've got
like a few American
Joe Maxwell.
Joe Maxwell.
he's like
he's probably the top of the list. Although somebody that is managed there, but he's not American, is somebody that played for Everton was Preki.
Preki, yeah. What was his name again?
Yeah.
Just go Preki. So
I get that now.
Yeah.
At the time, it was probably more Pricky, but
I mean, we are lucky because we've got Mark, who we talk to a lot, obviously off air, our North American correspondent, and he's actually at Soldier Field for one of the games. So we'll the three of us will hook up and get Mark's thoughts on that. It would have been lovely.
It'll be interesting to see, because actually we won't be going there.
No.
So it'll be interesting to see him, that's been there and actually in the ground.
Yeah, and he is like, obviously he hails from Michigan. So sort of listening to like an American fan's point of view and perspective of like how they get the games going over there, or tailgating maybe, and how it's going to be and stuff. So that's going to be like we are going to do a USA Tour special. Accrington and Blackburn, no disrespect, I'm not that, are you?
Yeah. Certainly for Accrington and even probably Blackburn as well, it's probably going to be two sides, one in the first half, one in the second.
Yeah, first half 11, second
They'll
half
play
11.
45 minutes, they won't play 90.
No, I wouldn't imagine it. I think we might see a little bit more coherency in like Bournemouth, West Ham, Man United. So, I mean, it's like really good, isn't it, for like the USA Tour. And the last one, of course, AS Roma.
I'm happy with that. Finally it's happened. The actual, the derby. The freaking derby, as they're called. And what it should have happened last year, it did, but there was no furore about it. Like, the build-up to that was, they're taking over, it's going to be the freaking derby then. And it didn't happen.
Yeah, this is going to be a celebration, isn't it, I think?
Yeah.
It'd be good to see Roma, obviously our sister club, and that. So I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to go for a little break, and we'll be back when we have a little look at the opening 2 fixtures, because I've done a 6-game one last week. So we'll have a look at them, and then we'll get my Everton story and the one I really want to hear shared, which we've been friends for over 40 years, haven't we? About 45 years, and until last week I didn't know that story, so I can't wait for that.
That's because it's embarrassing.
So let's go for a quick word off the sponsors, and we'll be back in a minute. Life is hard, and we all have bad days. There are times when we feel we can't cope. This is the time we need to reach out and talk to someone. Andy's Man Club offers local support groups nationwide, running every Monday from 7 p.m, except on bank holidays. In these groups, men can open up about the issues affecting their lives in a safe, non-judgmental environment. Our clubs are designed to be free of pressure. There is no obligation for men to speak, they can simply listen if they wish. Find us today at www.andysmanclub.co.uk. Help one guy, save one life. Andy's Man Club. It's good to talk. Welcome back, guys. So we have my new co-host Carl with us here. So let's have let's chew the fat fella over the opening 2 fixtures. So we drew Leeds away at Ellen Road, and we drew Brighton at the Dixie for our first Premier League game at the new ground. What are your thoughts on Leeds first?
Not ideal first game, a promoted team. They're going to be right up for it, being the first game, and it's at home for them.
They've got a pretty mad crowd as well, haven't they? Leeds. Their fans are quite passionate, aren't they?
It's only more recently, I think, that we've had a decent record against them.
Yeah.
For years, we didn't win there. So
it's been one of them grounds, hasn't it, Ellen Road? I mean, I'm glad to see Leeds back. I know that's probably like an unpopular opinion. A lot of people will probably slate me and say, whatever. But it's a game of opinions. I think it could have been worse. I'd like the home game first.
Yeah.
I don't. If you'd have said to me, you've got Leeds United at home at the Dixie, I'd have been, yeah, I'm with you. I'm up for that. I do think we'll win it though. We're going to meet back up with Jack Harrison, unless there's any kind of last minute David Moyes madness before the transfer.
There's no scenario like it was many, many years ago with Pistone.
Yeah.
You know, where he leaves and then suddenly on the last day of the window he turns back up.
Boom! There he is.
It's like, Everton signed Jack Harrison, no. Stay well clear.
And, of course, Willie Gnonto, who we
I would still have taken him.
I wouldn't take him now, but I think back when, was it 5 bids we made for him? And Leeds were bat and ball worthy.
No.
They didn't want to know. Decent player. Off the top of my head, I couldn't really tell you anybody else I'm worried about.
He's still a young kid though, isn't he? He's still only, 21, I think, 2021.
He's only young, yeah. I mean, you know, that ship may, sail for Mersey.
I know he got sent off, didn't he, for Italy, the under-21s.
That's right, he's Italian under-21 international.
So. Yeah, he got sent off, but I think he's a decent player. He's got pace, which is what we haven't got.
We desperately need it.
And he plays on the left, really, predominantly. Although we were going to get him on the right.
Yeah.
He plays on the left. So with Njai, he can play anywhere.
He's
good anywhere.
He's a talented kid, isn't he? I mean, put him on a pitch with it, like, you know, we got the little magician, haven't we? Like you say, Njai. So I mean, I think it's an interesting one. Like you say, their crowd are going to be fucking mental, aren't they? They're going to be well for it.
First game of the season.
First game of the season at home, just promoted. We're going to get a welcome there, aren't we? Really, to be fair.
No.
But I mean, again, it's a David Moyes side that's going to travel there, like, you know, well tooled, workmanlike. Who are going to go and hopefully do a job. I mean, we just go there, don't we? We shut the fucking crowd up for half an hour. Keep it 0-0. You know, we got Jordan Pickford, haven't we? Fucking hell. Do you know what I mean? So I'd expect, and I'm putting my head on a block here now, you know, quieten the crowd for the first half hour. I think it'll be tight, but I think we'll win it.
Yeah, I've got a feeling that, but no, I think Moyes will have him ready.
Yeah.
That's the one thing you can guarantee. Not like a Dyche where he's killed him in pre-season.
Yeah.
And then for the first game, we just don't show. I think Moyes will have them ready for that first game.
Yeah.
And as you say, depending on the signings we get in, if the first game was tomorrow, I'd worry.
Yeah,
because
100%.
We could put enough players out, but we haven't really got that extra quality that we're going to need going forward.
No, we haven't. So I think you obviously got a few weeks, got the pre-season that, haven't we? I think we'd be all right. So what about Brighton?
Brighton's a difficult one. At home, they always tend to smash us. Yeah. And away, we don't. I mean, you look at it last year,
5-1. 2 years ago it was.
2 years ago.
I'll tell you a story about that one. We were flying out to Benidorm the next day, me and the missus, and she was like, "I can't be arsed driving over to the airport in the morning. Why don't we just go and stay? I've got like a little airport, a hotel, fucking 5 minutes away from Lennon Airport." So done that, got all our shit together, jumps in a taxi, driving up the motorway. The taxi drivers are blue, so we got talking shit the way you're doing that, and he's got the match on. And the fifth goal, I think it was a 4-1, and only when the fifth fucking goal went in, I could actually relax. And that's the Evertonian in me, because you're there still shitting yourself, aren't you?
Everton, like predominantly Everton things up, don't they?
Yeah, because like she was fucking laughing, you know. She was like, "Oh fucking hell, you won it. You can go away and all. You go and have a couple of fucking beers in a hotel, celebrating. Then we're going away tomorrow." I'm like, yeah. So I'll never ever forget that night.
Most
really
people, even a 3-1, they'd say it's over.
Yeah.
Not as an Evertonian, don't think that.
But you see, this is my missus who, when I'd done the Goodson Park tour, the young kid who was a guide turned around and said, "Everybody knows who Dixie Dean is." And I thought, "Don't open your fucking mouth. Do not open your fucking mouth." And she goes, "Does anybody not know who Dixie Dean is? Guess who put their hand up?" Guess who put their fucking hand up? Right? The ground could have do you know the worst thing as well? I was outside the fucking... I had the photo at the fucking Dixie Dean statue, and she goes, "I don't know who Dixie Dean is." You got no words, have you?
If you know anything about football, then you know who he is.
Have a mouthful of coffee. Well, you got no words. So Brighton are on those sides, aren't they? They're like you say, you don't know what you're going to get. I respect Brighton a lot. I think they're a really, really well-run little club. There's never ever any drama around them. They do like what we're looking to do now, where it's like buy low, sell high, and just play good attacking football. I think it'd be a good game. I think it'd be a good test. And I've got to be honest, I think we'll win it. And I'd be disappointed if we didn't.
I think it might be a draw. Only because they've got so many really good players, the likes of Matoma.
Yeah, agreed.
But there's a lot of rumours that João Pedro might bugger off to Newcastle.
I've heard that.
So, I mean, they want him for 40, 50 million, whatever it is. So if you lose him, then whether they'll be at the yard, I mean, Welbeck's still sticking him in, isn't he? But he's not prolific. He's not prolific,
but he's one of them fox in the box who knows where the back of the net is, isn't he? Do you know what I mean? So I'm not really sort of sure.
So Matoma worries me. I mean, they've got the guy that scored that fantastic goal against us.
Yeah.
The one Who was it? I can't even think of his name now. The belter.
I remember the goal.
The Bournemouth game.
Yeah.
But he's on loan from Brighton.
Yeah. Good.
The young lad.
Comments below, because we're a pair of alphas. We both basically forgot that. He's just jumped me with that one there in revenge of what I asked him earlier. So, quite happy then. So, I've got 6 points out of 6. You've got 4 points out of 6.
I think 4.
So you think we'll win at Leeds?
I think we'll win at Leeds. I'll take a draw. I know it's Bromley Moor first home game, and we should be up for it, and we will. But I think Brighton is a solid team.
Southampton, last game of Goodson, don't lose it, innit? Do you think that mentality?
And they played brilliant. I mean, Southampton were poorest I've seen.
Yeah.
But then they've been really poor earlier on in the season. We lost twice to them.
Yeah.
So,
that's one game.
They're the worst team in the league.
They done us, didn't they?
They did us twice.
Yeah, they did, to be fair.
Granted, we didn't have a decent manager at the time.
No, we didn't.
Might as well stick a pile of poop in a bucket and that could have managed better. But,
Anyway, so should we finish off with a couple of little mad stories then?
All I will say before that is good luck to Leicester City, because when he takes over there, they ain't getting promoted.
Yes, of course. Big rumours today at time of recording that Sean Dyche is in talks, isn't he?
Apparently so.
Al Gravelthroat there going to Leicester.
They don't want him. I've watched some of the
fucking blame him.
The Leicester videos and they do
the
not
fans
want him.
Are they kicking up, are they?
They just do not want him at all.
Yeah, he's Marmite, he divides opinion, doesn't
Apparently there's a lot of links between him and one of the guys on the board.
Oh, okay.
Rudkin is his name, I think.
Not sure, mate.
But,
I don't know.
Yeah, apparently they're quite close.
Yeah.
So whether there's anything in it, I don't know.
Fuck Leicester and fuck Sean Dyche.
Yeah. That's exactly what I say.
On that happy note. So, what we doing here? Do you want to go first, or do you want me to go? I think my story is boring and unfunny compared to yours. Do you want me to go first?
Yeah, go on.
All right. So, I've loved footy. I am 55 years old in a couple of weeks. I've loved footy since as long as I can remember. I wasn't a blue. I wasn't a blue. Tell you a little story, and I don't know how the fuck it happened. I actually supported Spurs.
I remember.
As a kid, I was the only kid in my school. All the other kids had Liverpool shirts, Everton shirts on. Tranmere wasn't really a thing. And I used to idolise Glenn Hoddle, do you remember him?
Mm-hmm.
Number 10.
Yeah, Ozzy as well. And
Ozzy R. Dealers, Rico Villa, Steve Perryman, Ray Clements, the list goes on.
They had a fantastic team in the 80s at the time.
They did. They were a really good side. And my mate, Danny, he'll probably be listening to this because he's actually part of the Mersey Blue podcast group on Facebook. If you're not, get along and find us and join. Little pun. And he was like a blue at the time, and I hated Liverpool. I hated Liverpool with a passion. Completely hated them. They used to play Spurs, and they'd always have the better of us. Spurs would always lose to Liverpool. So I started hating Liverpool, and my old fella, he's a mad blue. So I had it in me that Liverpool was shite. Cop out to gob shite from day one. I probably broke his heart actually not having an Everton shirt on. So it come along to the fact that I wanted to start going to watch football, start to get into that age. And my mum and dad are only working class, so we couldn't afford to go to fucking North London and watch a game. I couldn't even afford to go to fucking Tranmere Rovers, to be honest. You know what I mean?
It was a struggle at times to even get to Goodison.
Yeah,
it was to afford to have season tickets, especially.
You're talking the late 70s, early 80s, Thatcher Britain. It wasn't easy on anyone. Do you know what I mean? So anyway, cut long story short, I wanted a team that were closer to home. Hated Liverpool, always had respect for Everton. 1983, the Milk Cup final. Liverpool 11 at Wembley. I had to support one or the other. It was never ever going to be red. Never going to be red. And then the way it fucking transpired, they won the replay, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
Fucking red shite. And that was basically where I was at. And then ironically, Howie Kendall turned everything round on the verge of getting fucking sacked and everything, didn't he? And along come the glory years. So I was that kid who could go into school and our team were winning. Mm-hmm. And it was about that time that we met, weren't it?
It was.
We actually met in 1982 high school, wasn't it?
High school, yeah.
Yeah. And we've been best mates since. And obviously we've been fucking matches together, and with the Blues home and away and everything over the years. So yeah, I need the team closer to home. I hated Liverpool. Everton were a good choice. And here I am 40 odd years later.
Now suffering even more so. At least we've seen some good times.
Do you know,
the young kids these days haven't seen anything.
I work with some kids who are Blues, and they've not seen it, and I've said to them, I feel sorry for you, because they're like, oh yeah, my old fella's your age, and he said, I know you won the fucking league championship. My first game, ironically, at Goodison was in the Bullens Road, and it was against Luton Town. We won 3-1 and lifted the trophy, the league trophy, our first division trophy. And I've been bitten ever since. So that was how I ended up a blue for all my troubles. Tell these lovely people how you did.
Oh, mine goes back to about, well, I'm born in 71, so you think about, I think I was about 4 or 5 at the time. Me and my family, they took us to Wales and they dressed me in a Liverpool kit.
What?
Yes. Scarred for life.
I like your old fellow as well.
After this story, I was scarred for life, and then it changed me.
I was scarred when I first heard it.
Yeah. I'd been dressed in a Liverpool kit. We went into Wales, up to the Horseshoe Pass.
Yeah.
And there was a big, massive puddle. Well, it was a sailor puddle. To me at the time, it looked like a lake. Yeah. It was that big.
Yeah, being a kid.
And I was walking around, and I turned around, and there was a sheep or a goat or something of that description right there.
Something else with 4 legs.
That scared the life out of me. And I fell back into this big puddle, and it covered me in head to toe.
You're covered in shite in that shite.
I was covered in shite in the shite.
Yeah.
All this Liverpool kit. I had to go home basically half naked because I didn't have any spare clothes. Didn't expect that to happen.
Yeah, your mum and dad don't pack at that age.
It's so it scarred me for life. It must have been a sign from him upstairs to say you will be blue. And I think from that day,
from the football gods,
it's like it's taken out. Just like no, hate Liverpool, can't stand them. Whatever they do is like blasphemy.
Yes, that's your story. I was actually laughing my balls off because until the other week I didn't know that story in all the years that we've been mates.
At least I've had some good times watching Everton. Those cup finals and this, that and the other.
Tell you what though, lad, the good times are coming back, aren't they?
I hope so. Under Moyes, I'm more confident than I ever been. I thought we were going to get it under Lampard and it didn't quite work out for him.
Yeah.
I thought we might have got it before that with Ancelotti, but then
before
the Lord of Real Madrid was never going to... If you were Liverpool and he was the manager and Real Madrid came knocking, he'd go.
I mean, to be honest, at least he wasn't learning Spanish for fucking 6 months before he went, was he?
He's not.
Do you know what I mean?
That hasn't gone down too well with the red side. I was like, yes!
I couldn't stop fucking laughing, when I heard that. I mean, I've got no time for the cunt, but I did find that funny.
But
I really did.
On the other side of that, I mean, I can't stand Liverpool, as we probably go on to talk about today, and we've already talked about, and going forward as well, especially around derby time.
Oh, yes.
But all this, with burning his shirt and all that palaver, that's bang out of order, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He served them from a kid right through. He served his time, he wants to go and do better.
So remind me, who is it that calls us bitter?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, before we close the show out, right, answer me a question. Why the fuck, and everyone's going to agree with this, why are them gobshites obsessed over what we do? I couldn't give a fuck what they do, seriously, I couldn't. It's all about Everton, and it's not about them, to me. Shoot me down or not, I don't care, it's my fucking opinion. But, the Premier League is divided into, 3 divisions, and unfortunately that shite is in the top 6 of that division, like that. I refuse to acknowledge what they done last season, because I'm a bitter little bastard, but...
There's a reason for that though, and then them as part of the top 6 have stopped with all these rules. They don't want in or they do want in. They've made changes to top 6 to stop other teams breaking into it. I mean, taking over them.
That's a conversation for another day, but it's a really, really good point. So I think we've waffled long enough. How was your debut, lad?
Yeah, exciting.
Did you enjoy it?
Loved it, yeah.
It's good.
It's just a chat, isn't it? So
2 mates chatting shit.
Nothing to worry about. Hopefully everybody enjoyed it.
Yeah.
If not, don't leave any fucking comments. If you did enjoy it, please leave comments and
like, share, subscribe. Stick us on all your socials, please, guys. We are trying to grow. We are a baby podcast, but we're going to be here for the long run.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Carl, mate.
All right, no problem, mate.
Lovely time, mate. And do you want to go out with our usual little ending, or do you want me to give it? Up the fucking
toffees!
See you later, guys.